All right, we have some commuter problems this morning. Warden Station and now out of the Richmond Hill line. Mel?
Okay, Kev, this is just coming into our newsroom now. The detour is in place for the first two trains on that Richmond Hill line. This is all because of flooding. Again, this is just coming in from Anne-Marie Aikens at GO Transit. So two of those first trains on the Richmond Hill line are being detoured because of this flooding. So we don't know how long this may last throughout the morning. You saw that live shot. I don't know if we still have it here available. The bay view right by Queen and River gives you an idea of what we've been dealing with. And Frank's been telling us all morning long. It was kind of a sudden downpour. It's moved off from now, but we're dealing with a lot of this. So we'll let you know as soon as the detours are gone, as soon as the Richmond Hill routes are back in place. And again, we'll get back to the ward enclosure in just a second. We want to tell you about a very violent night that has happened in the GTA. Five separate people stabbed. Two of those victims, teenagers. One has died. 680's Carl Hansky is at the scene of one of those, the homicide investigation. Hi, Carl.
This is the scene here at Galleria Mall at Dufferin and DuPont. The stabbing happened about just before 12:30 this morning. The victim was found on the pavement here behind the mall, just in front of this clothing donation bin. He was rushed to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Now, police and paramedics say he looks young, about 16 years old, but he was not carrying any ID, so there's been no official determination of his age just yet. But we have to give credit to both police and witnesses in this case. Witnesses provided description of a male and female suspect they saw fleeing the area and gave that to the officers who responded here. And when the officers came, they started scouring the immediate area and they found a male and a female, I'm told not together but a close distance apart. They're in custody and now being interviewed by homicide detectives. Of course, the scene here now taped off this morning. A young person, it looks like, stabbed and killed. Dufferin and DuPont, I'm 680 News' Carl Hansky for City News.
All right, Carl, thank you for that update. And in the city's East End, a 15-year-old boy found with stab wounds at the Warden subway station. The young victim found in a bus bay around 2 this morning with wounds to his arm and his leg. This is a live look at the active investigation right now. As for the victim, his injuries considered serious but not life-threatening, and so far there have been no arrests. Because of this investigation, major disruptions to TTC. Subway trains are now bypassing Warden Station. All of those bus routes are being rerouted either to Victoria Park or to Kennedy. And right now, we do not know how long these disruptions will last. We'll let you know as soon as we have more details this morning. And still in the city's East End, a 21-year-old woman rushed to a trauma center after a stabbing at a restaurant bar on the Danforth just east of Monarch Park. It happened just before 2 this morning. Her injuries not considered life-threatening. So far, no word on a suspect. And to Mississauga, earlier last night, 2 men stabbed, a third injured in a fight. One of them was brought to a trauma unit in Toronto. All of the injuries now listed as minor. This brawl happened in the area of Bloor and Fieldgate around 7:30. At least 5 men were involved. 2 have been arrested, including one with minor injuries. Police are still looking for a third suspect who fled, described as mid-30s, wearing a red sweater. And we continue to follow breaking news this morning. The deadly high-rise fire in West London caused by a faulty fridge freezer. And authorities say the outside cladding has now failed safety tests. Manslaughter charges could be laid. Police confirm the fire was not started deliberately. There was no recall on that appliance, which is manufactured by Hotpoint. Following the deadly blaze, tests were conducted on the outside cladding of the building. Police say both the insulation and the tiles used in the cladding failed safety checks. Manslaughter charges again could now be laid. The number of dead and missing from last week's fire remain at 79.